So, what I was going to talk about today, though, was a topic that I think is very germane. I see it all over the place, which is really about convergence. And I think the part that's interesting is how technology evolved, just like my undergraduate degree was in how different media evolve. You know, we can look at today how different technologies evolve, and what does that mean in terms of product design in particular. You know, what are converged products? People think of this kind of product here. For those of you online, I'm holding up a Trio 600. So this is, you know, when you say converge, this is a convergence of a cell phone and a PDA, for example. And is that going to impact, for example, sales of a regular old PDA, or is that going to impact sales of phones? And how's that going to work? And it's not just convergence of those products, but what about, you know, MP3 players? This could be an MP3 player, or a media player. Maybe you could look at portable video on that. So I wanted to try and see if we could learn something, maybe a little bit from the history of technology, what's happened in technology, and how that is going to evolve in the future. Because basically what people think about is they think, well, convergence is basically inevitable. I did a little Google search, and you know, Google is a great research tool, and you can see there are 3.7, you look at convergence, 3.7 million hits on the term convergence on Google. So a lot of people are talking about it, obviously. And the basic notion that people have is that phones, like everybody has, we asked about, Tom asked about palms, how many people here have a cell phone? Probably a better question is, how many people here don't have one? Is there anybody? No? Everybody has one. So people are thinking, well, gee, if everybody's carrying one, and you know, generally people think, well, you don't want to carry like a pocket full of devices, you know, all different kinds of devices. Well, you know, isn't the phone going to cannibalize everything? Isn't everything going to shrink down and fit into that phone? And just to take that further, you know, aren't multifunction devices better? I mean, more is better. If your little device was a phone and it was a PDA, that's good. And if it was an MP3 player, that's good. And if it was a radio, that's good. And how about a television set? I mean, there are phones that do all those things right now. Probably when you come down to it, platforms are sort of the holy grail. You know, if you could do a platform, like Microsoft's a platform, or operating systems are platforms, you know, that's the best, because then you don't even have to know what it's going to be. Other people will just add stuff to it. It'll be all kinds of great things. So as you try and think about that, you know, where this is going to lead, you know, the signs aren't always obvious. You know, even though it might look obvious, it's not always obvious that the future is going to be just like you think it is.